Here we've got a question again about instantaneous velocity of a function. And so they're saying an object moves along a line so that it is at y equals f of x equals 8x squared minus 5x at time x. They want us to find the instantaneous velocity function and then use that to find velocity at 1, 3, and 5 seconds. So to find the instantaneous velocity function, we just need to do the four-step process on this particular function. You may have an easier way to take a derivative, but for now this is specifically for the four-step process homework, so we're going to go through and take it that way. Alright, so for the four-step process, I write down my function, which is f, that's a little bit bold for me right there, f of x equals 8x squared minus 5x. Step 1 for the four-step process is to find f of x plus h. When I do that, I like to put parentheses around the x's in my original function, so I remember to put parentheses around everything in my f of x plus h. So I have 8 times, oops, I'm not writing f of x plus h again, I have 8 times x plus h squared minus 5 times x plus h. When I start working on that, that's going to give me 8 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 5x minus 5h. That will give me 8x squared plus 16xh plus 8h squared minus 5x minus 5h. Step 2 is to take what I got in step 1, that f of x plus h, and subtract the original function from it. So I'm going to rewrite everything. 8x squared plus 16xh plus 8h squared minus 5x minus 5h minus my original function, and I need to put that in parentheses so that that minus sign distributes. So minus 8x squared minus 5x. So now if I look at that, I'm going to be able to do some canceling. This minus 8x squared is going to cancel that 8x squared. Negative and a negative is a positive, so positive 5x will cancel a negative 5x. And that's going to leave me with 16xh plus 8h squared minus 5h. Step 3 is to take the answer that I got in step 2, or that f of x plus h minus f of x, and divide it by h. So when I do that, 16xh plus 8h squared minus 5h, I'm literally just copying the last step, and I divide by h. My h's are going to cancel all over the place. That's going to give me a 16x plus 8h minus 5. Oops, don't want to circle that yet. And then the last step in the four-step process is taking a limit. I'm going to take the limit as h goes to 0 of my answer from the last step, that f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So when I do the limit as h goes to 0 of 16x plus 8h minus 5, I plug in the 0 for the h. That's going to leave me with 16x minus 5 for my answer. That is my derivative. That is my instantaneous velocity function. So that is 16x minus 5. And now for the rest of these, I'm just going to plug the numbers in to my instantaneous velocity function. If I plug in a 1, I'm going to get 11. If I plug in a 3, 16 times 3 minus 5, that's going to give me 43. And if I plug in a 5, 16 times 5 minus 5 will give me 75. So we just use the four-step process like you've done on, at this point, probably 10, 15 other problems, and make sure that you follow the steps carefully. That will give you your instantaneous velocity function, which you then use to figure out velocity at specific points in time.